Hello, thank you for joining me on whichever platform that may be. Welcome to the Cutting Truth, Chef Dan's Cutting Truth, the show that brings you the recipe for New York Giants success. I am your host, Chef Dan, and I know it's really been a minute. Sorry, there's been a lack of video here and there, but real life happens sometimes. You can even see real life happen with the Giants as we came off the Week 10 loss versus the Bears, and in that week we saw the firing of Brian Daboll. Then go on to Week 11 versus the Packers at home. That was a loss because, at the very least, I can just say for two reasons. Number one, continuously the defense falls apart in the fourth quarter with no ability to hold or sustain a lead. The second thing, which is the biggest thing, is guys that were drafted by Joe Shane you know what, that's even too broad of a statement. Strictly, there's just certain people on this roster right now that are a complete miss. They are just and I don't know, maybe there can be some redemption for Deonte Banks, and one of the biggest reasons I feel like there could maybe be some redemption for Deonte Banks is because cornerback is one of the most difficult positions to learn in the league, and also because when you go from Wink Martindale to Shane Bowen, you're kind of seeing a large inconsistency of defensive philosophies for the Giants. So hoping that the new coaching staff can, they have a defensive identity that they want to follow through with. Jalen Hyatt. That last interception that Jameis Winston threw, that was completely on you because you couldn't do your job. And this is just and it's a myriad of guys that are on the roster that just can't do their job. Finish your route. It's that simple. Finish your route. It didn't even finish the job, finish your route. That's the only. Let's move on from that game to Week 12 on the road against the Detroit Lions. Detroit's looking to bounce back off of a loss that they had against the Eagles, and they also need a victory in order to sustain their ability to, go into the playoffs. The way Detroit plays, it's a brand of physicality that I don't believe the Giants could match. We're in Week 12. We're about 7 weeks away before the end of the season, before the Giants sitting at 2-9. This is the season. And Bill Parcells, every Giants fan loves repeating this. You are what your record says you are. And we are a losing team. And at this point, the only thing you can hope for is that, hopefully, this is another game with Jackson Dart still in concussion protocol, so he didn't get out of it. Hopefully, this is a game that, that the game can just pass through. Jameis continues to show the reason why he is a viable backup quarterback to Jackson Dart. Hopefully, we get another week of Jackson Dart just getting healthier and healthier. That way, when he does come off concussion protocol, that would be in time for the New England Patriots game. He still needs to, there's been a lot of consternation and debate about whether Dart plays out the rest of these games. He needs to play these games. NFL reps are NFL reps, snaps are snaps, and especially when you look over at the Colts situation and what happened with the Anthony Richardson. Yes, you want to protect Dart all the more. Yes, but to a certain extent, you can't protect him from his own job, and that is playing football, and he has to learn better. So that's the biggest situation there in regards to Jackson Dart. This is another week for the Giants to, I don't know, you got to build something. Hopefully, Abdul Carter can get his first sack. This is what you got to look for. You got to look for building blocks to continue with. at this back half of the season with a losing record. And with the coach being fired in the middle. And there was clearly no coach bump for this game against the Packers. And the last game against the Packers, heading into week 12 now against the Lions. I'm looking for the rookies in anyone to just put a semblance of consistency. That's what you have to do. Put a semblance of consistency together and just do your job. If you can do your job, then hopefully that should help you get to next year, because that's at the end of the day what you guys should, anyone on that roster should be worried about. How do I get to next year? Because regardless, you are going to, maybe some team may want you and you may be able to get out there on the cheap and things of that nature. But for the most part, there's going to be all these stories leaking out about what Brian Daboll should have done, this, that, so forth and so on. And there's always going to be all those conversation points. But this 2-9 record is at the feet of all the players as well. You guys didn't execute on the field. Regardless of whether, all these stories about, Coach Daboll and what goes on, and Coach Shane and who's falling asleep or getting late treatment, where this, that. These bad records for however long that Dave's has been here, if you were a player on the roster, these bad records are a culmination of your performance as well. And that's the part that everyone seems to be getting around. Yeah, Dave's got fired, and maybe GM Joe Shane deserves to get fired, whoso, but really, you players, that's who you guys at the feet of the helm of this record, especially this year. All other years cool, but especially this year, the amount of constant fourth quarter collapses that guys aren't doing their jobs. You guys didn't do your jobs. But I digress. Hopefully you guys get entertained by this game, and we know this is the back half of the season where you would want the Giants to keep their high draft pick, but there's going to be at some point somewhere the Giants are going to win a game that they weren't supposed to, lose out on high draft stock, which we're used to it happening at this point. But even then, guys got to draft better. Guys got to do their job. That's really it. Go Big Blue.